is CBS 2 News.
Also, coming up today, we have more to tell you about our Health Watch. A stress test isn't the only way to check for heart disease. Dr. David Mark shows you another test that could help save your life. Coming up next.
A new study shows a heart stress test may not be as reliable as you think.
Yeah, and that could set you up for a greater risk of a heart attack. CBS 2's Dr. David Marks is joining us right now with a very interesting story.
That's right. Now, one way doctors screen for heart disease is by an exercise stress test. If you've ever been hooked up to a heart monitor and put on a treadmill, you know what I'm talking about. Now, stress tests are supposed to let doctors know if you're at risk of a heart attack. But a new study says a lot of people with so-called normal exercise tests are still at risk. This is how doctors usually test for heart disease. Exercise stress tests are good at diagnosing narrowed heart arteries, but a narrowed artery is not the only cause of a heart attack. Doctors think most attacks occur when a calcium plaque ruptures, blocking the coronary artery. And stress tests don't tell if your open artery is lined with dangerous calcium plaques.
Rather than how tightly narrowed your arteries are, what's more critical is how much plaque do you have.
A new study in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology agrees. It compared stress tests to calcium scores measured by a rapid heart CT scan. It found 56% of patients with normal stress tests had a calcium score higher than 100.
Anytime the score exceeds 100, that person has a risk equivalent to somebody who has already had a heart attack, even though they are totally asymptomatic and have had no signs whatsoever of heart disease.
Doctors insist taking a cardiac CT scan is quick and easy, so yours truly tested it out.
Hold your breath. Don't breathe.
5 minutes after I was hooked up, it was over, and there was no pain or sweat involved. That's all there is to it. My calcium score? A big fat 0, which is better than it sounds.
And this is one time in life when 0 is a good thing to have.
But many aren't as lucky. This is the scan of a man who had a normal exercise stress test. His calcium score, 2,000.
There is an enormous amount of plaque here. This is a large amount of plaque in the left anterior descending coronary artery.
The main one.
The so-called widowmaker.
It's a setup for a heart attack, despite a normal stress test. There are no side effects, but you're exposed to a small amount of radiation, about the same as a few x-rays. Now, Dr. Hecht says the CAT scan picks up 98% of people destined to have a heart attack. But most insurance companies won't pay for the test. So if you want one, it'll run around $500. That's the most skin you're going to see of me in any piece.
Very interesting story.
Okay.
But this is very important because this may cut out a lot of testing of people that really aren't at a high risk.
Yes.
This could focus it in.
I'm glad to see you're healthy, too.
So far, yes,
Okay,
I am.
David.
So far.
Thank you.